All right, guys, so we just hit 10,000 miles. So per YouTube and per usual, you already know I have to do an update video. 2023 Dodge Charger Hellcat Jailbreak wide body is what I'm sitting in. The question is, if I could do it all over again, knowing what I know now, 10,000 miles into owning this car, would I buy it again? Would I buy a Charger Hellcat again? Well, the simple answer is hell yes. Hell yes. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday if I could. And let me tell you why. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in the car. That makes this a car vlog. I know you guys missed it. You know how it's going down when I come around. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure to just stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, sitting in my 2023 Dodge Charger Hellcat, I just hit 13,000 miles. So I should have made this video 3,000 miles ago, but of course I've been busy doing X, Y, and Z. As per YouTube and per usual, 10,000 mile update, right? So boom, let me explain to you guys. Let's take a quick inventory of the mods that I've done to this car. Well, let's just look at the engine. All right, so looking at the supercharger here, things look a little bit different. We've got a leg maker supercharger, right? That's what brings out that whine. We've got the Dodge direct connection pre-stage and stage 1 tune on here, which took my car from 717 to 757, which is what it's sitting at currently. That right there is my CompuStar alarm. So if you touch my car when my alarm is armed, that's going to go off, and that's where it comes from. I've got a bunch of alarm stuff in here. I've got a Hellcat pulley on my car. That's a Hellcat 4.26, something like that pulley. I've got, what else do I have? Geez, what do I have? I got an oil catch can on the way. That's first and foremost. I've already talked about the leg maker. What else does that kit come with? The pulley. What else? 180 degree thermostat, keeping my baby warm. What else? K&W springs, right? K&W springs lowering kit on my car, performance lowering kit, so it's a little bit lower here, quite a bit lower, honestly. Belgian 20-inch rims. They're dirty, but they're 20 inches. Black satin or satin black, whatever you want to call it, sitting on Falcon AZ 470s or 460 AS, which all season, all the way around. 305s, went with the stock size. So K&W kit, direct connection pre-stage and stage 1. Whenever Dodge drops stage 2, hopefully I'll be first one with that. Shout out to Palmer Dodge and Alpharetta. And it is a last call, and I'm never taking that blue thing off, ever. So yeah, that's my mod list. And let me go over that again, where I've got the Dodge direct connection pre-stage and stage 1. That took it from 717 to 757, still less than the red eye. Don't worry about that. That's going to change here shortly. K&W springs kit on this car, and that's the anti-wheel hop kit. So no more wheel hop there. Quite a bit lower than it once was, but still functional, very functional, much more functional than it actually came from the dealership, from the manufacturer. 20-inch rims all the way around, Belgians, sitting on Belgians. I'll put the link to my exact make and model. Falcons all the way around, all season tires. They're good tires, you know. I mean, no tire is perfect for these types of cars, but they're good tires. They're not drag radials, but they are good all season tires for everyday driving, you know. And then of course I've got, for security, I've got my CompuStar T13. I've got IGLA, and then I've got the neutral lockout thing that blocks this thing. So, you know, when people hop in your car and they just pop that open, or can you see it? They pop that open, and then they just put it in neutral. That's blocked off. I've got a metal plate that blocks that. Shout out to Tunes Car Stereo, my man Andrew. I'll put his link in the description. So I've got quite a bit of stuff already, and I've only had this car since August. And I've done a lot with it. Have I had issues with it? Yes, but the issues that I've had with it had nothing to do with the car itself. It had everything to do with the modifications that I was doing to the car. Not to say that anything was done incorrectly. Everything was perfect as far as the installation and the care that came along with this car. It's just one of those things, like Dodge changed up a lot of things for the 2023 Charger specifically. Not even the Challenger, but the Charger specifically. Dodge changed a lot for this car. So a lot of things, a lot of templates that a lot of shops and dealerships had, believe it or not, did not fit my car. Like even when I had my my rear strut bar, shout out to Petty's Garage, we had to do a completely new fitment for the trunk liner, because the trunk liner for the 23 Charger is different from every year prior. Now, every year prior from 22 to 2015 is the exact same when it comes to the Hellcats, but for some reason in 23, Dodge decided to switch it up. So everything was different on the 23 for the most part than it was for 22s and prior models. So a lot of things kind of had to have been done kind of on the fly, if you will. So I ran into some issues. I ran into some electrical issues, but all of that stuff is now fixed. The car is running flawlessly. I've got my AWE track exhaust kit. I meant to say that as well. So that's what's giving it that noise, that sound. All in all, guys, would I buy this car again? Absolutely. Every day of the week. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I bought this car fully loaded, as far as my specifications are concerned, right at 88. I walked out at 88. 88,000 for this car. Some of you would say that I got taken to the cleaners. Some of you would say that I got washed, or whatever the case may be. I'm an idiot for paying 88,000 for a Hellcat. And some of you would say that's a pretty good deal, given the fact that this exact same make and model, this car right now, is going for about 95, 97,000. You know what I'm saying? And the dealership that I bought this from were doing markups up to $20,000. And I got mine at MSRP right at 88. And if you go back to 2015 when the Hellcats first came out, they had an MSRP of 69, and then fully loaded, you could probably walk out at about 72, 74, 75. So what's that? About 13,000 between then and now. You know, take it or leave it. It is what it is, but 88,000 for this car is much better than 98,000, which is what Dodge is currently selling this exact this model for. And then prior to the markups being taken off, this car was going for 6 figures plus. So the fact that I got it for 88 out the door with no markup, fully loaded exactly how I spec'd it out, I'll take that. Like I said, 13,000 miles. I have driven this car back and forth from Charlotte, North Carolina to Alpharetta, Georgia. I'm not going to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to Atlanta for any reason. But I've driven it back and forth from Charlotte, North Carolina to Alpharetta, Georgia. I've driven it to all over South Carolina, obviously all over North Carolina. It's been on the highway. I've done 156 is my top speed. Is it 156 and 160? It's not 166. It's 156. But that's only because I ran out of highway. Literally ran out of highway. I was on 485, and by the time I hit 156, traffic was right there in front of me. And because this car is so big and so heavy, it felt planted. Like, no shaking. The wind wasn't taking it, nothing. It felt planted. It felt planted on the ground. Lowering your car was one of the best decisions that I made, because my car just feels planted at all times. Like, at no point does my car ever feel like it's about to just fly off, like the wind's about to take it into the trees or something. It always feels planted. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of it being lowered, in the fact that it's a 5,000-pound automobile to it. It's a big girl, but at the same time, it's a 4-door sedan. I've got plenty of room. I've got my trunk fully loaded with a bunch of stuff. Well, not fully loaded, but check out my trunk. You guys are going to be surprised. Like, I've got my trunk pretty damn organized. The Griff's Garage. Yeah, so like all organized. I've got the extreme brake pads from Power Stop that I've got to put on. I haven't put them on yet. Shout out to Wolfbox for the jump starter. Got some cleaning materials. This came from Dodge. This is for the tire. And then, of course, if I run out of gas, because I'm only getting 15 miles to the gallon, we'll talk about that in a minute. But that is my trunk right there. Super clean. Shout out to Dial Dynamics for the white lights. All right. Getting back to the video, however, this car is everything that I've ever wanted. It's loud. It's fast. It draws a lot of attention. It's everything that I've ever wanted. And the fact that it's a 4-door sedan that can do 200 plus miles an hour, that's 757 horsepower, it takes the cake, man. I love this car. Wait for this light to go off because I hate that. Any day now. There we go. I love this car. You know what I'm saying? People talk about Dodge and they say things like, everybody's got a Dodge, that's why I got a Chevy. Everybody's got a Dodge, that's why I got a Ford. If everyone has a Dodge and you actually want it, but you're afraid to get it because you're fear that everyone else has it, make it yours. Do something to it that nobody else is doing. This stripe that's going down my car, like, look, that stripe right there, nobody is doing that. And I'm not saying that to make it seem like I just created it or something wild like that. That's not the case. I don't want you to take it that way. I'm simply saying that to say, I took this stripe idea from the AMGs, or from the AMGs and from the Viper. You know what I'm saying? When I had my stripe on my V6 Charger, I took that idea from the Viper and from the AMG because I'd never seen it done on the Charger. And it just stuck with me. And now people will see my car miles away and they know it's me, because I made it my own. And mind you, I didn't have to do much else to it. Like, I don't believe in wrapping my car. I don't like the idea of wrapping it, because I don't like the idea of people taking my front bumper off, taking my headlights out, disconnecting a whole bunch of shit, taking my rear off, taking my side fenders off. I don't like all of that, to be honest with you. And then having to take, like, they literally got to take your car apart. They got to take your door handles off, all of that stuff. I don't like the idea of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd much rather keep my car simple. And not to mention, I paid for this car to be black. Well, technically I didn't, because I think black is a free option, but you know what I mean. I wanted my car to be black, and it's going to stay black. You know what I'm saying? Predominantly anyway. But make your car yours. Make it something that's specific to you. People always say that everybody's got Dodge. Well, if that's the case, then be unique. Like, turn your Dodge into something that nobody else has ever seen. I've had 3 Chargers at this point. My first Charger was a V6 Charger rally package. I put 98,000 miles on that car. I never had an issue. I always got the oil changed, the tires rotated, the routine maintenance, everything. Whenever it was time for maintenance job, I took it to Dodge. I never took it to Jose or Hose B. I took it to Dodge, and I had them do it. With my Scat Pack, I put 72,000 miles on my Scat Pack before I got rid of it. And once again, no issues whatsoever. I took it to Dodge for everything: tire rotations, oil changes, any of the maintenance. Even when it was time to do the brakes, I took it to Dodge and I bit the bullet, literally, because that's an expensive brake job. But these cars will treat you as well as you treat them, right? If you do what you're supposed to do, they'll treat you well. If you're beating on your car every day, every weekend, burnouts like crazy, swinging it like crazy, you're going to exacerbate the wear and the tear of the car. You know, things that you shouldn't have to do until your 70th or 80th thousand mile, you're probably going to have to do at 20 or 30 because you've been beating on your car. Now, granted, this car has modes that will allow you to smoke the tires, will allow you to, you know, get sideways. Let's be honest here. When you put this car in track mode and it's got no traction on it, you're going to get sideways. You're going to smoke the tires. That's a given. But Dodge has factored that in. But when you're swinging your car and you're doing crazy burnouts all the time, that's a different story. At that point, you're wearing your car down. But, you know, I digress. I'm simply saying this car is reliable. I've had no reliability issues with it whatsoever. Gas mileage, it's to be expected. 757 horsepower, V8 supercharged engine. What do you expect? Like, I think Dodge advertises this car at about 14 combined, 18 on the highway, and I think 12 or something in the city for a total of 14 combined. That's about right. Or maybe 15 combined. That's honestly about right. That's literally what I'm getting right now, 15.3. So if you can't play or you can't pay, you cannot play, right? You have to factor all that in. It's not enough to just factor in paying for gas. It's not enough just to factor in putting cheap ass tires on your car so that you can roast them. You got to factor in everything else: gas, insurance, taxes. When it's time to repair it, everything on this car is an SRT product, which means it's top of the line. Shout out to Tall Guy Car Reviews. Tall Guy Car Reviews. It's top of the mook, right? Which means you're going to be paying top of the mook prices for this car. You feel me? Everything is expensive. But in light of all of that, I love this car. I love it. I love the power. I love the looks. I love how aggressive and mean it is. I love how aggressive and mean it sounds. I would buy this car every day and twice on Sunday if I could. I would take this over a, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say over AMG. I'm not doing that. AMG is probably one of my favorite cars. Like, I love Mercedes. So I'm not going to say that, but I would take it over a BMW. I would take it over a Audi. I would take it over a Mustang. I would take it over a Camaro, all that stuff. I love this car. And after 13,000 miles, I want to get another 113,000, 213,000. I'm keeping this car. This one's getting passed down in my family lineage, you know. But yeah, like I absolutely love this car. I highly recommend it. I've had nothing but fun with it. It's a great relationship builder. I can't tell you how many times when I go to the gas station, people will just walk up to me and, oh, is that a Hellcat? How big is the engine? It's a 6.2 liter. Oh, okay. What kind of power is it putting down? 757. Oh, wow. Now, to guys like you and me, we hear numbers like that all the time. We hear 700, 800, 900, 1,000 horsepower all the time. We hear 200 miles an hour on the dash all the time. So that's nothing for us. But for the average consumer that's just walking around here driving a Hyundai Sonata whenever you say stuff like 200 miles an hour and 700 horsepower, they go crazy, you know? So when you sit down with them, or when you're minding your business and you're pumping gas in your car or getting your car washed, and they come up to you and they say, how much is that putting down? And you say, oh, it's putting down 700 horsepower, 200 miles an hour on the dash. They go crazy because they've never heard numbers like that in a car, especially in an American car. So it's a great conversation piece as well, man. And then every time I drive this car, somebody tries to race me, every single time, which is annoying, but I mean, it comes with the territory. Because it's a sedan, I use this car for everything. I use it for, you know, daily driving, or driving it on the daily if I choose to. Grocery getter, huge trunk, and then the trunk folds down. Content creation, obviously, burning out tires, obviously, racing legally, and then just meeting people, man. Like, the amount of people that I've met with this car, or cars like this, is crazy. Like, it's truly a culture in and of itself, man. So, you know, I know I've been talking for a long time, but ultimately, to end this video, after 10,000 miles, or 13 on my car, would I buy it again? Absolutely. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. I've said that multiple times. I'll say it again. I would definitely buy this car. Great car, reliable, powerful, fast, fun, all that stuff. Disregard, I'm not going to say disregard, but even though I make the videos that I make oftentimes about these cars, warning people about these cars, I love this car and I have fun in it, and it's a fun car, and I would buy it every single time, right? So that's my recommendation. If you're in the market for a Mopar, get you a Mopar and enjoy it and have fun with it, because Lord knows I have fun with mine. As always, it's been your boy Knockout 360, man. Another car vlog here. See you in the next one. Peace.